guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because I have such an exciting update for my rolling Project 10 pan. I have been predicting that I feel like September is going to be a good update month for me, and I was right. We have 4 exciting products that I will be rolling out today, which I am so excited to share with you. So if you're interested in my progress in the 4 products I'll be rolling out, as well as my progress on everything else, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project panning content, palette themed content, or just chit chatting about makeup, I'd love for you to consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. Oh my gosh, I just applied gloss over a lipstick and now I feel like I have like major clown lips, but that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it. I am so excited for today's update. I'm so distracted by my lips. I hope it's all in my imagination, and if it isn't, oh well. Okay, I'm gonna go in order that these products have been in this project. We have some that have been in since the introduction that will be rolling out today, and I'm literally so excited. So let's start with this one right here. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be rolling this foundation out of my collection. This wasn't a favorite of mine. It took some serious efforts to get this moved out, but I'm so excited to have an empty foundation and to move a foundation out of my collection so I have one less in my makeup inventory numbers, assuming I don't buy any, which, you know, who knows. But the Kosas Revealer Foundation I've been working on since the beginning of the year. By the way, you guys, I'm not gonna be sharing weights anymore. I just don't have a super accurate scale. And honestly, I don't get excited to weigh my products. So when I rolled this product in, I can't remember if we were right here or if I was even higher, and this is just where I made the first line marking. But this has been a very, very slow moving product. It's not something I was comfortable wearing on an everyday basis to work, just because I don't feel like there is a lot of wear time. There's not a lot of longevity with this foundation, especially on its own. I feel like I only get like a solid 6 hours. Set with the powder, it's a little bit better, but it just wasn't a favorite of mine. So I'm very excited to be moving this out of my collection. I did make a heavy push to finish this up since the last update, and had primarily been using this as my only foundation just to move this out of my collection. So I'm super excited to have this. Had like a coughing attack, but as I was saying, I'm super excited to be moving this out of my collection. We will be rolling in another foundation to replace that one. Inevitably, I start filming and there goes my fan. Next up, I have my Tom Ford lipstick, and I was really hoping that this might be an empty for this update as well, but it is not. We have just the tiniest little nub left here. I do think with a little bit of effort, this could be an empty by the next update. I have been using this a lot as a cream blush, and I think it's really, really beautiful as a cream blush. It's also the lipstick that I have underneath the lip gloss today, and I've been just trying to get as much use out of this as possible because I obviously do want this to be an empty by the end of the year. It will be really exciting because I do feel like I will have 1 full-size lipstick empty at the end of the year, plus hopefully this mini, and then I'll have 2 lipstick empties come the end of the year, and that will just be so great. Another really, really, really exciting update, you guys. I wasn't thinking that this was gonna happen, but I have a bronzer empty, you guys. I have not had a powder bronzer empty in, like, I didn't have any powder bronzer empties in 2022. So I am so excited. I repressed this and was feeling like I might not even finish this bronzer before the end of the year. But after a few times of using it, it really started to wear away and thin out really quickly. I then repressed it again, and this is now an empty. This is the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush. I am so excited to have this as an empty. It did have a pan in it, like, going into this year. So this took for freaking ever to get through, but I'm just so elated that I will have a powder bronzer empty at the end of this year. I will be rolling in a different bronzer to replace this. I don't think I'll finish another powder bronzer this year, but I'm hoping to at least hit another pan in 1 more bronzer before the end of 2023. We are getting closer and closer to finishing the Dior Powder No Powder. This has also been going in since the introduction. This is a product I was hoping would be complete at like the 6-month mark, but this has been a very long-lasting powder. Like, I wear this just about every single day that I do my makeup, and I feel like it's a very slow-going powder. I am hopeful that I'll finish this with maybe like a month or 2 left to spare. We'll see, because there is one other powder. I would like to also finish my number 7 powder, but I don't know if it's possible to finish both Nevertheless, I will be so disappointed if this is not an empty come the end of the year. So I just really need to keep chugging along, but it's not like I haven't been reaching for this. Like I said, I pretty much reach for this every single time that I do my makeup. I really enjoy this powder and still do. I don't think it is my favorite powder I've ever used, and I don't think I will go through the effort of ordering this after I finish it. I don't know if they're reformulating. It goes in and out of stock on the Dior website. And honestly, there's other powders on the market that are just as good, if not better than this. I also have recently purchased powders this year that I haven't even gotten around to testing. So I don't think I'll be repurchasing this when I finish, but I still want that to be an empty before the end of the year. Then I have my Stila Glittering Glow. This is in the shade Wanderlust, and I have taken the stopper out of this. I believe I had as of the last update. It is definitely really getting dried out. There's quite a bit still at the bottom. I do continue to reach for this actually quite a bit, and I'm very impressed with the amount of times that I have reached for this, especially considering how infrequently I would reach for a product like this if it wasn't in a project. I don't necessarily think I can make a new line marking, but it'll be really interesting. Like, it's hard to like get the product out, but I think I just need to reach in, even with like a makeup brush. It's like very dried out, but I think if I reach in with like a longer makeup brush, I can still get good use out of this, and it really still does sparkle and pop on the eyes, especially if I lay down like a glitter glue. I'm still hopeful I can finish this before the end of the year. I definitely do still feel like it's doable, but it is gonna take a push and some good effort. So still working on that. Then another super exciting product. I have my second concealer empty within this project for the year. This is the Dior Forever Skin Correct. I have taken the stopper out of this, and yes, there is still product coating the walls, but I have literally scraped everything I can out of this. There's like a little bit of product sunk at the bottom there, but I can't reach it, and I don't get enough product on this to do anything to my under eyes. So I'm calling this an empty. This is an empty. I am currently working on a different concealer in another project, so I won't be rolling in a concealer to replace this, but I do have another product that I am going to roll in to replace this product, and I'm so happy to have another concealer empty. I don't feel like my concealer collection is overwhelming, but I also don't get excited about the category, and it takes a really long time to get through my concealers. So I've made great progress in actually using up some of the concealers in my collection this year, and it just makes me so happy to have another one to be moving out of the collection. And then the fourth and final product that is an empty and rolling out, you guys, this is so exciting to me. It is my Becca Rose Quartz Mini Highlight, and I have done it. I have finished my first powder highlight ever, and it was this little mini guy, and I've been working on it for over a year at this point. I do have the Becca Rose Quartz highlighter in one of my face palettes. It's still my favorite highlight of all time. I have literally used this just about every single day I've done my makeup this year, and it took such an effort to have this as an empty, and I'm super happy that I finally have my first powder empty. But you know I'm going to be reaching into my face palette now for Becca Rose Quartz, because it is the perfect pink highlighter in my opinion, and I just absolutely love it. I have finally been cycling through highlighters in my collection. I will be rolling in another highlighter to make progress on. By no means will I finish another highlighter by the end of the year, but so exciting that we have it's just like exciting empties, like tougher products to get through. We had a bronzer, we have a highlight, we have a concealer, we have a foundation. I'm so excited about the products that I'm moving out of my collection that are currently or were in this project. Everything has been in this project since the beginning, you guys, except for the Dior concealer I rolled in March, and then the Becca highlight I rolled in May. So then the final three products, I have the Westman Atelier Lit Up Highlighting Stick, which I also rolled in May. And I did tell myself I just wanted to see how much of this product I could use up. This is where we are sitting. I actually have been really good about reaching for this lately, so I'll be interested to see what it looks like in terms of like the line markings and movement. I have been using this while I've underpainted quite a bit lately, and even on days that I am just tossing a primer on, I'll tap a little bit of this onto my cheeks just to add a little bit more of like a glossy glow. It is one of those products that doesn't necessarily set down though, and can be quite sticky on the cheeks, so I could find it very distracting or annoying to people, and I can understand why someone wouldn't like this. I do have another lit up stick in my collection in the shade Parla, another really beautiful, just like dewy glossy stick. They are very expensive, I can't say I wouldn't purchase another one though when I finish it. I do have one in my collection, so I won't instantly go out and repurchase this. This is in the shade Lit, if I didn't say. Lit Up. But I really do enjoy this product. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I'm hoping maybe I could finish this before the end of the year, but also, like, that is a lot of product to finish in the next 3 to 4 months. We'll see. We'll see. The next product I also rolled in May. This is an eyeliner from Urban Decay, and this is in the shade, I think it's Space Dust. I never know. I say do this every time. Yes, Space Dust. It's this really beautiful, really unique, interesting shade. It's like a cool toned gold, but you can really pair this with cool tone looks, with warm tone look. Like, you can literally pair this with everything, and it kind of just like adapts to the color of your eye look. I really do quite enjoy this pencil, and I would say I reach for this at least like half of the time that I'm reaching for eyeliner. I do have another Urban Decay eyeliner I'm almost done with. It's this really beautiful copper, and I do want to have that as an empty before the end of the year. So I have been reaching for that, and then I also really enjoy just a solid dark brown eyeliner in the waterline. So between those two shades and then this, I do feel like I've gotten some good use on this. I did not by any means expect to have this as an empty before the end of the year, but just wanted to toss an eyeliner in this project that wasn't a brown eyeliner to give me some motivation to reach for it a handful of extra times, maybe each month, and just see what I could do. I feel like I'm getting down there, but Urban Decay eyeliners can be deceiving in that you feel like you're getting closer and closer to the end, and then they just keep sharpening and just keep sharpening, and you still have pencil and you still have pencil, and it's just never ending. So we'll see when I am able to finally finish this off. I don't think it'll be this year. In fact, I'm almost positive it won't be this year by any means, but I have really been enjoying using this shade, and I'm very happy to have that in the project. And then the final product is actually a single shadow that I rolled in last update to replace a different single shadow that I hit pan on, but I haven't reached for this at all. This is the Terra Moon Cosmetics single in the shade Half Moon. It's this really beautiful blue shade, but I just didn't reach for this at all, and I don't foresee myself reaching for this come this fall. So I'm actually going to be swapping this single out with a different single. I have reserved a space in this project to always be working on one of the single shadows in my collection. It really helps me to rotate through my single shadow collection, keep it top of mind, and work towards hitting pans on my single shadow collection as well. So I'm gonna actually roll in a different Terra Moon shade, and this is in the shade Snow Globe. And I'm gonna roll this in with the goal of hitting pan. And it's this really beautiful kind of lid topper, iridescent sort of shade. It looks quite glossy right there, and it is quite glossy, but I don't think you're able to see on camera just how unique it is. It kind of shifts from like a gold to a blue to a green. It's really, really beautiful, and I can't wait to use this probably mostly on the inner corner, but also tapped all over the lid. And hopefully I can have a pan in the next month or so on that shade. So that will be rolling in, and that does bring us to the end of this video, where I will be rolling in 4 products to replace those exciting empties that I had. So let's start with the foundation I'm going to be replacing the Kosas foundation with. And I did tell you guys that these were the 2 foundations I really wanted to focus on this year and try and finish off. Now I do think I'm rolling in this Tower 28 foundation a little bit too late in the year to actually finish it, but we'll see. I have a little over half of this left. If I use this every single day, I think I could empty it out, but it is a more sheer, like tinted sunscreen, tinted moisturizer sort of product, and not something that I'm reaching for on an everyday basis. It is actually quite beautiful though, and I do prefer it over the Kosas Revealer foundation. I'm a little bit sad this did expire in August of 2023. I think I'm just not gonna rely on it for the SPF then, but it doesn't smell weird, it doesn't make my skin break out, etc. And maybe with a little luck, I'll actually also empty this year. We'll see. This is one of the 23 products I wanted to finish in 2023, so you never know. You never know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. For the bronzer, I was wondering if I wanted to roll in a bronzer I already had a pan on, but then I decided I don't think I'll be able to finish any more bronzers this year. So I'd rather roll a bronzer in that doesn't currently have a pan and maybe be able to hit a pan before the end of the year. And so I'm gonna be rolling in my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer. I feel like I also worked on this last year in this project with the goal to hit a pan, and I just did not make that happen. So I'm hoping that this will be my year. I would really like to add another pan to my collection so that when I come on at the end of the year and share with you all the pans in my collection, I'll have an additional new pan to share. And we'll just see. We'll see. I have like a bit of a dip going, but nothing that feels too significant. So we'll see how this goes. I'm a little bit nervous about this one, but we'll see. And then to replace the highlight, I'm going to be rolling in my Mary Luminizer. This is, I believe, the oldest highlight in my collection, and I do already have a pan on this, but I do just want to expand the pan and see what we can do. Like I thought about rolling another highlighter in with the intention to try and hit pan, but then I was like, you know what, this is like the oldest highlighter in my collection, and I really would like to see this pan expand quite a bit. It's a really beautiful, more champagne highlight, whereas I've been focused on a pink highlighter for so long, I thought it'd be fun to kind of switch it up a bit. So I think I'm just gonna work on this from now until the end of the year and see how much more I can expand the pan and just see what happens. And the fourth and final product that I will be rolling in to replace the concealer, I said I wasn't gonna roll a concealer, and so I'm actually gonna roll in another primer. I don't have a primer within this project that I'm currently working on, so I'm gonna roll in the First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothing Priming Moisturizer. This is one of my favorite primers. It's getting older in my collection, and while I've been reaching for it a lot in August, I could see myself putting it back in my collection if it wasn't in a project, because it's like coconut scented. I feel like it makes me want to reach for it more in the summertime. It is a really nice hydrating primer that does offer this really beautiful glow to the skin as well. And I just kind of want to see, I mean, I have more than half of this left. I don't necessarily know that I'll finish this by the end of the year. We'll see. But I'd like to be close just because this is, again, getting older in my collection. This is something that I could see myself repurchasing. I've owned multiple of these in the past. I would like to get through my primer collection. I feel like I'm at this point with my primer collection that I know my favorites in each like primer category. Like I know my favorite smoothing primer, I know my favorite gripping primer, etc. So I'd like to kind of work my way through the rest of the primers in my collection and really just focus on having my favorites within each category and maybe one within each primer category that I'm testing as well. I'm going on a total rant for no reason, but I will be rolling this in. Maybe I can finish this, maybe not. If I use this as my morning moisturizer, most days too, especially days that I'm like trying to be quick and don't want like a super moisturizing moisturizer, I could see myself maybe getting through this. We'll see. But this is going to be the fourth and final product that I'm rolling in to replace all of the products that I finished up this past update. I would love to know, did you have an exciting makeup use up month? Let me know the last product that you finished off, hit pan on, whatever it might be, decluttered. Let a girl know in the comments. Other than that, thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.